my intention is not to leave a legacy for my children other than the fact that they have a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the legacy I want to leave with them. But I'm not leaving them a dime.
Excited to bring on Wendy Sweet. She's a real estate broker with over 20 years of experience in the industry. She's also a short-term rental landlord and self-storage geek. She has a passion to share knowledge and connections with others. Wendy, thank you for your time. Welcome to Real Estate Hacking Live.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very
How
much.
you doing, Wendy?
I'm doing terrific. Live shows are wonderful, aren't they?
They are. But I like it. I can ad lib. I mean, whether that part's entertaining or not, I don't know. Y'all tell me. But hey, so we were on a panel together at Quest Trust's big event, and I really wish my wife could have been in the audience, because I know you were like, everything you were talking about was like, man, you'd be speaking right to her. You speak to a lot of things that she's so passionate about. So tell me, and you talked in detail about this. Well, what or how are you building wealth and creating your legacy?
Well, I think when I was asked about the legacy thing, you may remember my answer was, my intention is not to leave a legacy for my children other than the fact that they have a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the legacy I want to leave with them. But I'm not leaving them a dime. I mean, I'm sure I will, but that's not my goal, because I've seen so many people get ruined because they had backup and they used it not as backup. They used it as their everyday, here's how you get going kind of thing. What made me who I am is that I had to work for what I have. I'm leaving a legacy of education, and not college, although, college is great, but I could care less if my kids go to college, unless you need a degree, like some sort of a degree to do something like a certification or a license. You can learn everything you need by going to webinars and seminars and masterminds, and it's so much cheaper than a college education, right?
Yeah, I mean, outside of certain STEM careers, I mean, most of that you can just go straight for the certification and be much further ahead. And I think society, especially Fortune 500 companies, they've whether by necessity or not, they've become more open to that.
That's exactly right. I have lots of cousins that have, grown children that have all graduated from college, and they all have come out of college with $80,000 plus in debt. Can you, you look like a child to begin with, Chris. You're so young. You're younger than me. When I came out of college, I didn't have a dime in debt. I can't imagine entering the workforce with that kind of debt in front of me.
No, I mean, yeah, there's ultimately, I think really what college teaches you, if you go through the process right, is relationship building and work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the biggest skills. I mean, various degrees, I mean, they obviously, differ. Nothing I do has anything to do with what I learned in college outside of relationship building and work ethic. I learned more from the network marketing company. I was selling vitamins in college. I apologize to all my college friends who were broke and couldn't afford anything. But anyway, it taught me the fear of communication and the fear of standing, doing presentation. I'm an introvert, so it taught me those skills, and those skills cost me like, I don't know, $50 or whatever it was to join that company, and it was just trial by fire at that point. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's work ethic. That's ultimately what matters.
It makes a huge difference, and what I'm doing to build my personal wealth, I'm a lender, and that's what I do. We create notes. I manage a fund. So a lender is, that's what I know. I was a mortgage broker back in the day, and had a mortgage company that we did conventional loans, only did investor loans. That's how I really got to know the investing world is because I only did investor loans. They were the hardest ones to have to do. And I knew all the mortgage brokers were lazy. So if I learned the hardest one, I could, be like shooting fish in a barrel. I could get that business, and it worked. That worked out for me. So I love the lending business. To me, it's the best seat at the table. You're putting in the least amount of hours for the greatest reward when you're on that team, from the rehabber to the contractor to the real estate agent to, all of the attorney, all of the different positions that are filled. To me, the lender is the best.
Yeah, I've always thought the lender, especially so did you do like hard money loans? Like,
yes.
Okay. So I've always felt that the hard money lender and new investors getting into the game, they don't quite understand it. Sometimes they'll look at it. The game's definitely changed, since we got in. But I've always looked at them as a partner, whereas some new investors are like, oh, why would I ever pay that? Why would I pay that? I'm like, no. I don't think you understand. One, there's a vast amount of experience that you were in your entire lifetime will never be able to personally experience at the hard money, because they're doing 20, 30, 50, 100 plus a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just probably not ever going to be doing that many transactions. They've got a really good pulse on the market. And beyond that, they do not want you to fail.
That's right. We want our money back. We don't want your house. We want our money back. If we wanted your house, then we'd be buying the house and rehabbing it. That's not what we want to do. We want to make sure that you are successful. I spend so much of my time holding people's hands and walking them through the deal. I want to see them successful. I don't want to just do one loan. I'd love to do them all.
100%.
But I can't do that if they go out of business. And I just
makes you you're a partner, but you're also like an advisor, because you're not going to get them on a loan where they will fail. Or ultimately what you'll end up saying is, hey, look, I don't think it's a good deal at those numbers. Now, hey, if you want to do a 50% loan to value, sure, you'll take that risk. I don't think it's a good idea. Your call. Usually those kind of things work themselves out. Just like maybe the last couple minutes, share with folks. I think this is really important for parents out there. You talked about work ethic, which that's the legacy that lives on. It's through our kids, through our family, or if you've got a large company, through the employees that you work really close with that permeate to their families. How do you, and this is probably more for the kids related, how do you teach work ethic?
So
in a privileged family, like you're doing well. Like, work ethic's a little different when you're living on the other side of the tracks and you got to work for every single thing you have because your parents can't give you anything. You're not in that situation. I think it's a tough question, but I'm curious what your answer is.
Well, I've said to my kids several times, it's awfully cold out there. So they need to understand that. I've taken them on mission trips too, so they can see how people really live. But the thing is from a very, very young age, I always required my kids to do chores. They got a reward for what they did, and they felt the consequences for what they didn't do. And it's hard, and it gets harder as they get older to teach them those things that you don't take the time to teach them when they're young, because it's easy just to give them what they want and get them out of your way. But I also have taken them to webinars, seminars, masterminds since they were young to sit in and listen. My kids know about self-directed IRAs. Right now, they are all 19, 20, and 21. All three of my children have self-directed IRAs and have for a few years. My youngest son is the one that has the most money. He's the one who listened the most, and he's lending his money out. He couples with other people, me, other people in our company, to put money together to lend money out. They come to my houses and work on the rehabs. If I've bought a house that I'm rehabbing, I give them jobs and I pay them for it. I do what I can do. Now, some of them just, my oldest son's as hard-headed as they come. He's the one that had to feel that it's cold out there. So it's there. You can treat them all the same. They'll come out, they come out different. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta let them fail sometimes.
That's
But
exactly right, and
ultimately,
that's hard to do. As a parent, it's
it is.
really hard to let them fail and to see them do that, but God does that for us too.
It is.
And I have to keep telling myself that, that's the way he works too. He allows us to fail so that we can learn. I know that the best lessons I've learned, even into this age that I am now, is every time I fail, it's something I truly remember. I'm not afraid of failing, but now I know how to get out of stuff. And that's the key. Is failure is cool, it's okay. It's good to fail because that's how you learn.
I love it. Love it. Well, let's end on that. These things go quick. I appreciate it, Wendy, and actually really look forward. I'll be reaching out. I think we can have another conversation that really can connect with some folks.
Love to do it.
I love your story and love what you're doing. So
Thank
thank you so
you.
much.